All right, let's get into it. We're not just going to talk about cybersecurity today. We're actually going to step into the shoes of a defender. We're going to break down a real-world cyber attack piece by piece so we can figure out how to stop the next one. Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine it's your first day as the new cyber threat analyst intern. You've got the skills, you've got the energy, and now you've got your first real assignment. This isn't just some textbook exercise. We're going to walk through a real-world task from beginning to end. So here it is. Your mission is to take a major security breach, map out exactly how the attackers pulled it off, and then design a rock-solid defense strategy for a modern global company. Here's our plan of attack for this explainer. We'll start by defining the mission. Then we'll get to know our adversary. After that, we'll map out the attack, build up our defenses, and finally, package it all into a professional report. Ready? Let's get started. First things first, let's define your cybersecurity mission. We're basically simulating the exact kind of work a threat intelligence analyst does inside a security operations center or a SOC. This is where the real action happens. So picture this. Your new workplace is a huge company, and about half the employees are working remotely. This hybrid setup creates some unique challenges. Your manager has asked you to pick a real-world case, think something like the Colonial Pipeline attack, and break it down to figure out how to protect the company from something similar in the future. Okay, Section 2, understanding the modern attack. To defeat an enemy, you have to know the enemy. So let's look at the concepts and frameworks that really define today's cyber threats. Let's start with a really important term, Advanced Persistent Threat, or APT. Now, these are not your average hackers. APTs are sophisticated. They're well-funded, often by governments, and they play the long game. They are incredibly patient, super stealthy, and they are lasered in on a specific target for a specific reason, which is usually spying or causing major disruption. This right here, this is the classic playbook for an attack. It's called the cyber kill chain. It breaks down a breach into 7 distinct phases, all the way from the initial reconnaissance, gathering info from sites like LinkedIn, to the final action on objectives. Now, here's why this is so important. As a defender, your entire job is to break this chain at the earliest possible stage. The sooner you can snap a link, the less damage the attacker can do. This quote, man, it just perfectly captures the biggest challenge we're facing today. In the old days, companies could build a sort of digital fortress around their office. But now, with half the team at home using their own Wi-Fi and sometimes their own devices, that fortress wall has basically dissolved. The attack surface is now, well, it's everywhere. And that brings us to Section 3 and your first major task, mapping the attack chain. We're taking that theoretical kill chain model and we're going to apply it to a real live event. This is your first deliverable, an attack lifecycle chart. Your job is to fill this out for a case, like the dark side attack on Colonial Pipeline. You'll identify each stage and then map it to a corresponding MITRE AT&TK tactic, which is basically a more detailed industry-standard version of the kill chain. This chart is how you take a chaotic, messy event and turn it into a clear, understandable story. Okay, now for Section 4, building a hybrid defense. It's not enough to just understand what happened. A true analyst provides solutions. This is where you'll pinpoint the vulnerabilities and propose concrete security controls to fix them. Your second deliverable is this hybrid risk matrix. Here, you connect a specific weakness, like weak VPN passwords for remote workers, to its root cause. In this case, no multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Then you propose a specific fix, like implementing MFA and a privileged access management system, or PAM. You'd do the same for things like unpatched laptops at home, maybe suggesting mobile device management, or MDM. You're building a direct line from problem to solution. And your third deliverable brings everything together in a defense strategy report. This is a professional document summarizing your analysis, your findings, and your recommendations. And pay special attention to that lessons learned section. That's where you show you're thinking strategically about the future. Finally, Section 5, crafting your final report. All your hard work culminates right here, where you assemble a case study that's polished enough to put directly into your professional portfolio. A professional submission isn't just about great content. It's also about clear organization. Your final folder should look just like this: your chart, your matrix, your report, and a slide deck for a presentation, all clearly named and ready to go. This shows that crucial attention to detail. This chart gives you a pretty good idea of how your work would be judged in a real job. Notice that the core analysis and your strategy make up a whopping 80% of the score. The technical work is, without a doubt, the most important thing. But that final 20% for presentation and formatting shows that how you communicate your findings is also critically important. And with that, mission accomplished. Achievement unlocked. By walking through the simulation, you've done more than just a project. You've gained hands-on experience in threat intelligence, incident response, and the unique challenges of hybrid security. And trust me, those are skills that are in very high demand right now. So let's end on a final critical question to think about. We have incredible technology like AI and robust security models like Zero Trust, which basically assumes no one is safe by default. So why do major attacks, like the ones we've talked about, still break through? What does that tell us about the role that people, processes, and just simple human error continue to play in our digital world?